Thanks, Mark, for that insight. Now, let's switch to the world of golf. And in the world of golf, of course, here on Mark to Mark, we've got the guru, the golf guru of the country, Mark Namanya, with us in the media, but also one of those few in the media who actually plays the game and plays it really well. So here on Mark to Mark, we think of ourselves as the home of golf, and because we have him. So Mark, now...
Mark, you forgot to mention that I'm the back-to-back Chitante Cup champion.
Well,
I'm going to come with a trophy for the next shoot, so that all the viewers out there know that I'm a back-to-back Chitante Cup champion.
You walk the talk.
I walk the talk.
You're just not talking.
Yes.
Right, thanks, Mark. Yeah. Now, for golf, there's quite a bit I know that you want to take us around the world of golf. Let's start with the NCBA series back here home, and then we can go abroad. What's going on?
So the NCBA series are the biggest golf event happening in the country this weekend. They're happening at Uganda Golf Club, Chitante, that is Uganda's premier golf club, and you're going to have a draw which will have in excess of 240 golfers. It's going to be a packed draw. It's an exciting tournament. The course is in pristine shape. I've seen all the works which have been put in by Gideon Kajenzi, George Olayo and the group to make sure that the fairways are neat, the greens are pristine, and then the rough is rough. So if you go in the rough, you'll be tortured. But it's a tournament where the overall winner gets the chance to play at the Grand NCBA Series tournament in Kenya. Last year it was at Muthaiga, to possibly be at Muthaiga as well. So the overall winner for the UGC leg, there'll be a series. So there'll be also another NCBA series in Entebbe, another one in Jinja. And the overall winner will get an all-expenses-paid trip by NCBA to compete at the grand finale in Nairobi. There'll also be a series for the kids as well, because NCBA are very, very particular about the development aspect of golf. And they've got a kids program where the kids compete, and the ones who will be outstanding will also be taken for annual expenses-paid trip to compete with the very best junior golfers internationally. But it's going to be quite an exciting tournament. Mark Muyobo, the NCBA managing director, said that obviously for them as a bank, they identify with growing, developing and nurturing talent. And that is something which they've tried to do in all the tournaments they've been associated with, be it in Jinja, be it in Kenya, be it in, everywhere they've been. And it's quite exciting. The prizes are fantastic, very good trophies. People stand to win beautiful trophies like golf bags, very unique golf bags, believe you me. And because mine is quite worn out, I think I have to play my very best game to claim one, and an assortment of various prizes. Okay. So it's going to be quite a tournament, Mark. And of course, Mark, once again, I'll invite you for the 19th hole at Uganda Golf Club, and there'll be also side bets for the nearest to the pin, the longest drive, and there'll be winners for categories Group A and C for the men, as well as Groups A and B for the women, and there'll be winners for the guests as well as the seniors. Yeah. So this weekend, there's no bigger tournament in the country than the NCBA series at Uganda Golf Club at Chitante.
Yeah, look, Mark, I have stopped making promises about my play. You know, I have my kit already. About playing, I've stopped making promises. You're just going to see me on the range and then on the court. But
and actually and then
on the greens. But for the 19th hole, I need no second invitation. So this weekend,
so Mark,
I'm guaranteed to be there.
So listen, the NCBA series are sponsored by NCBA, obviously.
Yes,
NCBA Bank.
Yeah,
which posted
NCBA are huge on golf.
Huge on golf. They posted some impressive profits last year, but it even gets more exciting because this show is called Mark to Mark, and this NCBA MD is called Mark Muyobo.
Wow!
And I spoke to him, and I told him that I have my colleague who has used to take up the game. So Mark Muyobo has said that
in my head I'm a golfer because everything is in
Mark
place.
Muyobo has said that he's sponsoring your golf bag to take up the game because you're called Mark.
Thanks, Mark. Thanks, Mark.
If you let us down, Mark.
What handicap does Mark play off?
Mark, I think Mark is I think is a group B. Is a group B. I think somewhere around 13, 14.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm afraid to say, and I'm not blowing my trumpet, there's not a single sports discipline that I've put my mind to at which I have not excelled, and you know it very well.
I know
And there's been very
it.
many.
I know it. But you've been promising.
And-
You've been promising for 100 years.
Okay, no more promises.
Yeah.
I'll just show you.
So,
Now-
so this show is called Mark to Mark. Now, if you let down Mark Muyubo, the NCBA MD, then
I will.
clearly.
I will. I am blessed by the Almighty. It's a left hand and a left foot that have done certain great things.
Well, we'll see.
With 25, 30 years
I still
ago.
have 4 gloves. Mark Sully is a left-hander, so he's supposed to play with right-handed gloves. I have 2 pairs, actually. Yeah, 2 pairs of his right-handed gloves at home. They are rotting away, Mark.
Leave it to
Please
me.
make the most
Mark,
of them.
you, Mark, and the other Mark, leave it to me. Okay, now let's move from NCBA and UGC and go international, Mark. It's the 3rd major of the year.
Oh, yes.
It starts this week as well,
At
isn't it?
Oakmont,
Oakmont, the
in
US
Pennsylvania.
Open. Yeah, I was watching, Mark, and you're going to give us an insight into this. I was watching a few interviews over the last 2 days as the players prepare for this. 2 things struck me. One, I saw Rory McIlroy and Bryson DeChambeau, 2 of the best golfers in the world, by some distance, talking about how that course is impossible. Rory McIlroy said that the U.S. Open has come from being his worst PGA Tour event to being his best because he loves challenges.
Yeah.
And he talked about his practice run as being impossible. Bryson DeChambeau then confirmed and said this is the toughest of them all. Tell us about that course.
Now, Oakmont is
why is every golfer? I saw Scotty Scheffler as well.
So listen,
Yeah.
the rough at Oakmont is beyond rough. It is a cardinal sin to miss the green. Don't miss the fairway, don't miss the green, because the rough is punishing. You really have to be very precise off the tee, and you've got to be very, very precise with your approach. And then they've got some very tricky holes. They've got their number 2 is number 2, number 3. It's a 298-yard par 3. Now, typically, Mark, 290. I'll tell you, I don't hit my driver. 298 yards, and I am playing handicap 11. I don't hit my driver 298 yards. Now, typically with a par 3, you must be arriving there for 1 and putting twice.
Yes, you putt. Yeah, you.
And they've got a 298 yard par 3, and if you miss the green, the rough it's difficult to get that ball out of that rough onto the green.
So even the best golfers are 2-putting over on a hole.
And then the greens. So I'm talking about the greens are very, very fast. They are exceedingly fast. I was watching in practice.
I heard
John
Ram
Ram
say that in the morning. Yes,
the greens are extremely fast. Like if you're stroking the ball downhill, it has got to be the faintest of touches, even uphill. And I mean, the worst parts are going to be the ones which are sideways, either left, right. So it's a tough course in every sense. McIlroy said that he had a practice round with Adam Scott the other week, and he said he hit 3 very good shots on number 2, 3 very good shots. It's a par 4. And he got a 7, a triple-double. He hit 3 very good shots. And McIlroy is the world number 2.
And still got a triple-double. So we don't expect many low scores at the US.
No. I'll be pleasantly shocked
if there's some low scores.
If the winner is minus score over 4 days. I don't think it's going to happen. It's a tough course. And it's a course where you don't need distance, you need precision.
Well,
precision is better than distance.
Wow, interesting.
And listen, I watched Tommy Fleetwood, Jason Day, Justin Rose, some of the best golfers on the PGA Tour and even the Live Tour, Bryson DeChambeau, and they were asking them, what would a handicap 18 typically score at Oakmont? So handicap 18, let's say at UGC, if you handicap 18, you're supposed to score 90. But if you score 90, and you handicap 18, that is, you've played level.
Level.
Yeah, you've played level. That's level. So typically, a handicap 18 is going to play 90. You should play 89, 90, 91, thereabouts.
Yeah.
At Oakmont, a handicap in the eyes of Jason Day, you'll score 150, 160 at Oakmont.
Wow.
And for Tommy Fleetwood, he says, "Well, I'll tell you that it's hard. It's hard for us." And he's saying, "We are the professionals. We are the best golfers."
Yes, yeah.
So for World Cup 18s, you're going to score, 170, 180, anywhere in those figures. It's that tough. So believe me, you've got to. I'll be watching to see just how tough it is, and to appreciate that maybe all golfers suffer.
Yes,
even the very best suffer.
Even the very best. I'm going to follow that as well, Mark. The other thing that's
although if you ask me who's going to win it, Mark, again, this is a wild guess. I'll put I would fancy Scotty Scheffler, the world number one, for the simple reason that there's no golfer who has mastered how to hit fairways better than Scotty Scheffler. He's not the longest of the tee. He's long, not the longest. But he's mastered his fade, and a fade is more forgiving than guys who pump the ball and try to draw the ball. Bryson and Rory. Yeah. And this is a guy who knows how to scramble best. He has the best putting stroke, and he's on form. Yes. He won the Memorial. He's the guy who, in addition to being the world number one, is the informed golfer, knows how to scramble, and he knows how to hit the fairways better than any golfer in the world today. Yeah,
absolutely.
Macro hits longer than him, but anyone who hits long is borders on being erratic, because no one is in control of the big stick. You can either pull it or you're going to push it, and if you're going that rough, you're in trouble.
Yeah, I saw an interview from Scotty Scheffler as well, and he was talking about how challenging that course is going to be.
Listen, Mark, before we wind up this the course at Oakmont, Johnny Miller won the 1973 Open, the US Open at Oakmont. Now, his claim to fame, I don't think you know Johnny Miller, but anyone will tell you that Johnny Miller's biggest claim to fame and his place in golf folklore is because he shot a 63 at Oakmont. Now, a 63 at Oakmont is unheard of. It's unheard of. Like, even 100 years from now, everyone wonders, how did he shoot a 63 at Oakmont? Yeah. Like, you've got to play the most impeccable golf in the history of mankind to return 63 at Oakmont. Yeah. And that is what he did, and that's how he managed to win to win that major.
Yeah. The second bit, Mark, that I was quite interested in when I was listening to those interviews from the golfers, you can see how keen I've been all week. I've been listening to them.
Wait and see if you look the talk.
Yeah, McIlroy said that he has actually been struggling to get his concentration, to get his motivation back after winning the Masters. Now,
which is expected.
Now, because he's looking for his second major of the year.
Yeah.
And he's been in form, the kind of form to win that.
Yeah.
It just reminded me, because I follow all these other sports disciplines with you, as you know, how tough it is, how we take for granted serial winners. When Tiger Woods walked onto a course and went 4 or 5 years just winning all the time, and keeping wanting to win. When Novak Djokovic gets to 20 and still wants more Grand Slams. When Serena Williams gets to 20 and still wants more, having won, because Serena Williams has won Grand Slams in 4 different decades.
Yeah.
When Cristiano Ronaldo doesn't stop at 40, that kind of thing. Sometimes we take these guys for granted, and then you find somebody at the top of his game who should already have more majors than he does, because of the nature of his talent, finding it difficult to stay up there.
I'll tell you that, Mark.
Because he was saying, I need to celebrate, but then I need to have amnesia and forget about the win.
I'll tell you that.
He was totally in a state of confusion.
In 2011, when McIlroy was, I think, 20 years of age, he had a 4-stroke lead on Sunday going into Augusta, final day. He had no major at the time.
Yes.
And he blew that lead, one of the epic collapses in golf. He blew it. And of course, he bounced back to win. He won the USPGA, and then he won the British Open that very year. So had McIlroy won that first major, because the Masters is the only major which is played at the same course. The other majors, US Open, USPGA, and the British Open, they rotate the courses, but Masters played at Augusta. Now, Augusta is, I would say, it's the hardest place to win in golf, because it's the same course, but Augusta is golf royalty. You know, everything about it. It's Mark, you know, a friend of ours who lives in Atlanta who drove to the gate of Augusta, and they asked him if he was a member, and he said no. They told him to just exit very fast. But Augusta is one of those places which is I want to compare it to Wimbledon, but it's maybe a level or two higher than Wimbledon. So the demons that McIlroy had to fight to finally win that golf Grand Slam, they took so much out of him because he had so many near misses, and eventually it started biting him. Now, after winning the Masters this year, Roy will tell you he got phone calls from 2 presidents. He got phone calls from many celebrities he couldn't mention. He had to fly actually back and go to Northern Ireland to celebrate with his parents because, like, it took so much out of him to tick that box, to get that monkey off his back. And I can understand why he was always going to struggle after Augusta because, listen, if he had squandered and he came close to squandering this playoff against Casinos, I think he was never going to win any major again. And right now, I think he's going to, Rory is still young, he's 36 years, still at the peak of his powers. I would be shocked if he won any other major this year. I think once this year is done, maybe he can recollect himself, reboot, and win majors next year. But yeah, to your point, we've got to appreciate the greatness of serial winners: Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods, Roger Federer, Novak Djokovic, and the like, Serena Williams, and all of them, because Cristiano Ronaldo, it is hard.
LeBron James.
It is hard to maintain that insatiable appetite and that weight of expectation from the entire world. All your opponents are fighting to beat you, but you keep yourself in the zone, and you tell yourself that, listen, the most important trophy is the next one, not the one I have. The kind of thing Ferguson always told the United players when he was the manager. So people like Ancelotti, people like CR7, those are beasts of nature.
Yeah, absolutely.